How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk about stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. We also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about Ideanomics and we're going to be talking about Senseonics. That's right, I'm giving you guys double deluxe for today. Since we're covering two different stocks, just so you know, and I do this in all my videos, we do have timestamps down below inside the description just in case you want to watch more of the other. All right, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing a technical analysis for both of these stocks, and then afterwards you're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. And then I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts afterwards in regards to the market conditions, some things you need to keep an eye on, and yeah, so let's get into it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Ideanomics. So it ended up having a fairly strong day in the market. So it closed at $3.11, being up 10.68% on the day. As far as the ranges of where it tested $2.73 on the low, and then on the high testing $3.12. So one thing that we could take notice right away, when it was testing levels of support here around the mid 220s, we've been on quite the run up. We're already surpassed the 100-day as well as the 200-day, and it's continuing to look bullish, especially when we take a look at our 21-day EMA here. So will this run continue? Hey, I'm looking forward to it because I am a shareholder of Ideanomics. So if this run does decide to continue, then the next area of resistance that we need to keep an eye on is right here around $3.20. If it's able to pass this $3.20 level, then we could definitely look forward to seeing a strong move getting to $3.40. And would this be happening this week? Potentially it could, but I could see it a lot more happening in regards to next week. But again, this is only if it continues its bullish behavior. Now, what we want to see from IDEX is actually it being able to hold up this level here right around $2.80. If it breaks $2.80 like it did today, getting to $2.73, it's just a lot more room for it having to climb back up to reclaim the 3. But if it could stay above $2.80 as this week progresses and going into next week, I like that. But preferably, I'd want to see it being able to hold up $3. If it could hold up $3, then we could definitely look forward to seeing that move to $3.40 and then potentially seeing that move getting into $3.60 come next week. So that's pretty much what my thesis is on and what my conclusion is for Ideanomics stock if it continues to remain bullish. And if it does end up showing some bearish patterns, then look out for those pullbacks that you'll see around the 270s, potentially 280s. And if those particular areas do end up breaking, then you can look out for 260. As we take a look at the institutional ownership for Ideanomics, we see Goldman Sachs actually opened up a new position today on April the 28th. So this is looking really good. As regards to also Dunker Street and Co. Inc., they ended up closing their position as well. But we could also see on April the 27th, we also have Heritage Wealth Advisors that opened up a new position as well. And even as we scroll back further, we can see many institutions have been loading up in April. So this is really good to see. So now let's take a look at the short interest information. Taking a look at the short interest information. So as of April the 28th, the total amount of shares that were traded short was around 2.5 million. As we scroll down on the page, short shares availability stands at 350,000. And in regards to the short borrow free rate, it is at 15.88%. So that is fairly significant. So it is expensive if you are shorting Ideanomics. If we take a look at the recent history for the short volume ratio, we saw as of yesterday on April the 27th, it was at 13.07. So this is below 21% in regards to short squeeze potential. But if we look at previous history, we could see even on April the 28th, it was as high as 27.89%. Also touching 30 on April the 19th. And just before taking into consideration the date of April the 20th to April the 15th, it was fairly high. So this is an accumulation. So it's something to keep an eye on. And it's part of the reasons why I see some bullish movements for Ideanomics. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Senseonics, which ended up having a fairly strong day today. So ended up closing the day at $2.28, being up 8.57% on the day. When we check out the ranges, on the low it tested $2.06, and then on the high $2.28. So one thing to be aware of, we're definitely on an uptrend with Senseonics. We had some area of support here right at this $1.80 level, and it held up fairly well. We did rebound from it, but one thing I want you guys to take notice of is from this particular area of $1.80, here we are at $2.27, and this is something that we need to take notice of. So where's the area of resistance? So we definitely do have an area of resistance here right around this 227 area. So the fact that we closed right at 228, I'd want to look forward to seeing a bullish movement from SENS. And what would that be? I want to see a test of $2.30 come tomorrow or as this week progresses, and then afterwards I would love to see a test getting up to this particular area here around 237 to make that move to 240. So I'd want to see that move come either this week or sometime next week. So what happens if we're able to get past 240, then we could definitely look forward to seeing a strong move here and testing around 246 to get to 250. And after 250, things will get very interesting from there. But for now, let's kind of temper our expectations and look out for that 240 level to be touched sometime this week. Now, so just taking that into consideration, we got to know, is Senseonics going to be able to hold up this area of $2.20? Because if it does, then we'll get that bullish behavior like I was just talking about. If it's unable to do that and then it comes back to retesting around this $2 level, then I would definitely look forward to having a rebound and seeing how well it's holding up right here around $2.10. So $2.10 would be great if it could hold up this level, and it's no coincidence. This is actually where we have the 200-day. So as long as it's staying above that 200-day, I really like how Senseonics is looking. You can tell from the RSI, it's definitely looking overbought, but do keep in mind this is on the 1 month 30-minute chart, and there's definitely more room for Senseonics to actually move. And they also have earnings on May the 13th, so this is definitely looking like our earnings run up. But do keep in mind this could be a buy the rumor and sell the news, so be prepared and make sure you manage your risk. So we're now on Fintel. We're going to be taking a look at the recent institutional ownership for Senseonics. So we can see here, Goldman Sachs again on April the 28th opening up a new position. And another thing to take notice of, we also have two institutions that ended up closing their position, which is AE Wealth Management and as well as SENS Advisory Group. But as we scroll back even further, we see that institutions have been bullish like Belvedere as well as Simplex and as well as Cutler Group. But again, Goldman Sachs actually building out a position today is something to take notice of. So let's take a look at the short interest information. So taking a look at the short interest information for Senseonics, we could see here as of April the 28th, short volume, so these are amount of shares that were traded short today, was at 3.9 million. So that is fairly significant. As far as short shares availability, it is around 1.3 million. And as we scroll down further, the short borrow-free rate is around 3.47%. And as we check out the history of the short volume ratio, on April the 27th, it was as high as 39% or 38.88. So we know if it is above 21% or higher, definitely some big time short squeeze potential here. And we can see from the history on this chart going back as far as April the 15th, on average, it's been well above 21%. So that's why Senseonics, it is great to keep your eye on this, especially if you're looking at swing trade opportunities. So let's get into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for Ideanomics, ticker symbol IDEX, you guys already know I do believe in the long-term prospects for this company. But as far as for what we're seeing on the stock price, it's definitely on quite the run up. Is this going to continue going into earnings? We're going to have to be patient and we're going to have to wait and see with this. We've already gone over many catalysts and things that they have been achieving throughout a good period of time, and I do see this stock revisiting that $4 level. If it doesn't happen in May, then I could definitely see this happening sometime in June or July at the latest. Now, in regards to Senseonics. You guys know how bullish I am about this stock as well. What we're waiting on that 180-day FDA approval. It is expected to come sometime in the third or the fourth quarter. When that does happen, I do see us having a run-up. Another thing to take notice of, there's a lot of stocks in the healthcare space that have been running up. So one thing to remember, that rising tides lift all boats. So if you see there's a lot of movements going on in a particular sector, a lot of stocks are going to be benefiting from this. The fact that we know it's Senseonics is definitely waiting and kind of just seeing, okay, when are things going to be happening? This is part of the reasons why I don't see any reason for the run up that we're having. Another thing is, if the markets do begin to recover and rebound, yes, we are going to see some more upward movements. But for now, from what I'm seeing, I'm just hoping that Senseonics can actually keep this momentum and go back to the highs where it was previously. But do keep in mind the overall sector as far as health is definitely moving to the upside. So Senseonics looks like it is benefiting from that because, like I said, we haven't got any catalysts and so forth. Another thing that I want to also remind you guys, when you're inside these plays, we already know they are penny stocks. They do come with a lot of risk and they do come with a lot of volatility. If you're looking for short-term trades or swing trades, then watch the technical analysis portion of these videos and look out for those pullbacks if you are interested. If you're going long on both of these stocks like myself, hey, welcome to the club. Like I said, it's going to take some time for these stocks to really move to the upside, and they are pending on news, especially for Ideanomics. You want to see strong earnings being consistent and also them actually solidifying themselves in the EV space and as well as the fintech space, because that's where they specialize in. In regards to Senseonics, like I said, we just got to wait. The FDA approval is going to be key for the 180-day, and we also know they have a 365-day device as well. And when that gets approved, and it's not going to be happening this year, we'll be looking forward to seeing that either next year or the year after. I can just see the stock prices going through the roof. It's a great technology. I've already made many videos talking about why I like it. So that's pretty much my final thoughts on both of those stocks. Let's see how this week progresses. Be aware of the volatility. We also had Jerome Powell that was speaking today, and then we have Joe Biden who's speaking later on today as well. So just look forward for some more volatility to happen. If we don't get it and we get more moves to the upside, I just want you guys to remember one thing. Especially if you're swinging this, always protect your profits. We'll be talking soon.